you really think in English? And if the answer is yes, of course you can. How do you get it done? And if you're watching this English lesson, you probably want to think in English, and more importantly, you have problems when you need to speak English because the words disappear, you don't know what to say, you feel like you slow down, and as a result, you're looking for a lesson that will show you how to think in English more quickly so that you can talk to people in English with confidence anywhere, anytime. And if you don't know me very well, I am Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Consider subscribing to this channel because I have many English lessons that will help you become a better and more confident English speaker. Now, it is possible, and I'm going to give you 3 tips in this English lesson that will show you how to do it. But I like this quote by Carl Jung that says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. Okay? And it's important to understand that this applies to English fluency. Your native language is currently controlling all your life because you learned your language, whether it is Portuguese. You can let me know in the comments after you watch this video. What is your native language? Is it Spanish, Italian, Chinese, Japanese? But your language has been controlling all your life for a really long time. It's how you think, it's how you feel, it's how you express yourself. So here in this lesson, I want to show you that yes, it is possible, but we need to analyze that you will always have your default system, your native language, and English and any other language fighting for attention, fighting to stay on top. And this is what I want to get your attention to. Of course, it is possible to think in English. Of course, it is possible to change the way you connect with the language. But the goal is not to fight. The goal is not to resist when your language comes to your mind. Maybe you feel frustrated that when you're talking to someone in English, some words in your language pop up and then you fight. You get angry, you get frustrated because, oh my God, I'm thinking in my language and I should be thinking in English. No, the goal is not to fight your native language when it comes to your mind because it is your default system. Your goal is to retrain your mind to think in English. Just before this class, I was making my mental preparation. You know, Priscilla, everything is going to work out, everything is going to be fine, you know, may this lesson bring joy and information to everyone. And I noticed that I was doing that in my language, in Portuguese. So what did I do? Did I fight? Oh my God, that's terrible. You should be thinking in English. No. Conditioning. Okay, let me switch to English. Retrain. Hey, all right. So may this lesson reach as many people as possible. May people who watch this lesson feel excited about thinking in English. May they feel hopeful that this is going to be a good lesson for them. And may they find direction with this lesson. And that's it. I didn't fight it. I didn't like, oh my God, this is wrong. It's not wrong. It's my default system to think in my language. So this is something we need to understand. So can you actually think in English? Yes, you can. But it's conditioning, it's mental training. You will always go to your default system. So don't try to fight it. Don't try to resist it. Learn to retrain your mind to switch to the English language more smoothly, more naturally, without that pressure that you're doing something wrong. That because you didn't start thinking in English, there's something wrong with your brain, because there isn't. Okay? Now, with that being said, my first step would be to stop translating, which I know is challenging, but remember, we don't fight, we retrain. That's the conditioning I want you to start implementing in your life. So the first step, and I will explain, I will give you some ideas, some tips, some recommendations, stay with me until the end, is to stop translating and start labeling your world. I like to say that English is about connecting with the world, living experiences, unique experiences that you have always dreamed of, that you have always wanted to experience. Maybe it's your dream job. Maybe it's traveling around the world, going to Europe and being able to communicate. I have just talked to a student from my academy who has returned from a trip from Europe. And she was so excited that she was able to talk in English and experience different things in the English language. But here, remember, don't fight, retrain. I want you to start simple. Start small, especially if you find yourself in conversations constantly going to your language. So you need to start this process slowly. So don't force your brain, don't force yourself to think complete sentences in English. No, I'm already an intermediate student, therefore I should be thinking everything in English 100%. No, stop forcing. Stop, oh my God, I must. No, you must do nothing. Start small. Begin with small self-talk moments to label your world. What is to label? To give a definition. Oh, this is my cell phone. That's labeling. This is a phone. This is a cup, a coffee mug, actually. That's the labeling that I want you to think about. So let's say you're in the kitchen, you're cooking. I like cooking, and this is a good opportunity for you. I don't know if you cook, maybe you don't cook, but I have to cook. I make my breakfast, I make my lunch, my dinner. So let's say you're in the kitchen, maybe you're doing the dishes. So start looking at the things you're cleaning and label them in English. And you don't need to use your voice. It's not about using the voice. It's about training the mind to see English, to remember English. That's the training that I wanted to start establishing. So where's the salt? Oh, I'm slicing the onions, I'm chopping the onions, I'm cutting the onions. Maybe you will not know a word. Maybe you don't know a different verb. Maybe you just know cut. Fine. You can search for the word later, but don't focus on the mistake. That's not the purpose of this exercise, because you will make a lot of mistakes. You will catch yourself not knowing what to say, which is natural. It is training. That's why you're doing this in a safe environment. You're home, you're in your kitchen, maybe you're in your bathroom and you're getting ready to take a shower. So what do? Label. Look around the things. What do you see? And think to yourself. You don't need to say, I was going to say, no. Think to yourself, oh, what's this? What's that? What do I use this for? Do I know how to say that in English? And do this in your mind. And I like this quote by William James, who says, the greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes of mind. This is one of the biggest discoveries of this generation. You can alter your reality if you change the attitudes in your mind. So instead of beating yourself up, oh, I couldn't think in English again, I don't know how to say this word, my goodness, what is wrong with me? No, don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard. Focus on the experience. Focus on, okay, I was able to give a definition to this word. Oh, I could explain what to do with this word, with this object, with this gadget. That's more than enough. And you're going to do this on a regular basis. Because if you do this once or twice and you stop, what happens when you go to the gym and then you stop going to the gym? You go to the gym for 3 days and then you stop going. Should you expect good results or bad results? So this is the question you need to answer. So consistency will always win. If you're inconsistent with your practice, things are not going to work out, okay? So a few more notes here. Students, they try to translate sentences quite frequently. Oh, how do I say this in English? How do I say this? Oh, how do I say this? How do I say all of these accessories? No, your brain doesn't think in phrases. Your brain doesn't think in sentences, in complete phrases. It thinks of images, pictures. So when you look around, I'm looking around in my office, I see a computer, I see my camera, I see my phone, and you see the images in your head. It's instant, it's no translation. So this is the construction you need to start developing through labeling. So what would I recommend? Every day, one space. You can go to your living room, you can go to the bathroom, as I mentioned, in the kitchen, or at the park, and you're gonna look at things and you're gonna say them in your head. In your head, you don't need to use your voice, okay? That's it. And one additional thing that I wanted to add is the emotion. For example, this is my coffee mug. So how can I make this stronger when I am thinking in English and I am labeling this in English? I absolutely love using my coffee mug because coffee is irresistible to me. Okay? Granted, I have more vocabulary than you, but I wanted to associate the experience with the word you're describing in your head. Oh, Priscilla, but then I will make a short phrase. Yes, but with what you have, not with the idea of I want to translate a phrase. What comes? Oh, I love coffee. Oh, this coffee mug. It was my birthday and I got it as a birthday. Oh, my boyfriend gave it to me, sweetheart. So try to make the associations, not focusing on translating many phrases, but trying to make an emotional association, creating context. Oh, my coffee mug. I drink coffee every day. And you do this in your head. This is the association that I want to emphasize here. So start building this mental English world. A whole new world. That's the intention of this practice. So every day, and I know I repeated here the text, but I wanted to emphasize you are emotionally connecting word to real life. And that's when your brain goes from short-term memory to remembering automatically. This is the biggest challenge students face. Priscilla, I want to remember fast. I want to think quickly. Yes, you need emotional association. You need connection. And I don't mean this in a, oh my God, very sentimental way. No, you need an emotional stimulation with the experience. So, oh, this is a coffee mug. Yeah, beautiful. What about it? Oh, my boyfriend gave it to me. Oh, I love this mug because it's so beautiful. It has a polka dot pattern. So now I'm creating associations with this word. And remember, use what you have. Don't think about creating really beautiful, long sentences. No. Start small. Don't fight. Don't resist. The more you fight, the more you resist, the more difficult it gets to think in English. The more you resist when you don't know a phrase, the more difficult it becomes to learning that phrase. So stop resisting, use what you have. You're linking English to an experience. So here I am looking, oh, I have a beautiful pink scarf. It's here. How can I connect this with experience? A scarf, oh, it's so comfy and fluffy, and my good college friend gave it to me. And then I can think about this. I don't need to say it with my voice. Oh, I love this pink scarf because my friend gave it to me. And I do this in my mind. I have many scarves. That's actually true. So you see, look at the connection. And then I see the images in my head. I remember these scarves that I have because I truly have many scarves. I like them. I always wear like 3 or 4, but I have like 6 or 7 scarves. I think that's too many, you know? That's the exercise that I am proposing with tip number 1. Label, connection. How can I connect this with something more emotional? That's the idea of tip number 1. And remember, don't fight, don't resist. I don't need to know all the phrases. I don't need to be a walking dictionary. That's not the goal of this exercise. The more you try to do that, the more stuck you're going to get. That leads me to tip number 2, which is to create thought chains, triggers, activation actually. When you think of something in your day, you're going to immediately associate that with English. And there are many opportunities during the day for you to do that. And I will give you some good examples, okay, my friends? This is a very powerful one. I like doing this. I use this a lot. Whenever I sit down on this chair, that's typically when that happens to me. See, I changed it to thought chains. But what are you going to do? Okay, a thought chain or a thought trigger is a small object or a place or an action that triggers, that activates, that reminds you to switch, to change to English. And you can create some triggers, you can create some reminders. You could even use your alarm. Hey, English time, thinking English time. This is a very powerful exercise. Let's say you use your Instagram in the morning. You're going to work and you like to open Instagram to study, to do something. What can you do? Okay, so I open Instagram. That's your trigger. Whenever you open Instagram, you need to think one thing in English, one little phrase. Okay? Without the pressure. Remember, without the pressure. Oh, okay. Maybe let me see. I'm gonna open my Instagram just to see what comes first. Let me take the sound away so that I don't open anything. Oh, okay. So I saw a message from David Guillaume. I follow him on Instagram. He's really cool. So what association can I do? Can I trigger? Can I associate with this experience? Oh, okay. I learned a lot about the mind with this guy. He's really inspiring. Okay, that's it. And I do this mentally. I am speaking here. I am using my voice, okay? But I am recommending this to be a mental practice. Oh, I make coffee. Can I think for 30 seconds in English and make this my morning ritual, my daily ritual? Every time I pick a cup of coffee, let me think for 10 seconds in English. Let me create 2 to 3 phrases. Let me ask a question in English. I will make another video about this because we start small and then we grow, we expand. So this is your mental trigger. You start connecting experiences you have during the day to practice thinking in English, because this is not going to happen on autopilot if you never practice. You will eventually switch more to English because of the constant repetition. Then your mind will be more easily activated. Just as this morning before starting the lesson, I was thinking in my language, and then because I do this thinking in English a lot, I reminded myself, oh, no, let's do this in English. It's much better. Oh, okay, all right, let's go. So this becomes a natural process for you because of the repetition. So this trigger is very powerful. You need to choose this wisely. I would create an alarm for a specific time of the day, maybe 3 times a day, maybe twice a day, and you decide how long you're going to do that practice. But you can set up an alarm 3 times a day, and you're going to think for 30 seconds. It's going to be your moment with the English language. And repeat this. And then come back here in a few weeks. I know you're going to be much better. You will be thinking more naturally in English. Not perfectly. It's not the goal of this lesson. You're not going to be, oh my God, I don't think in my language anymore. Sorry, that's your standard. That's your default language. You will think in your language. It's just that you will switch more quickly and remember words more quickly. That's what is going to happen to you. And before I move on to tip number 3, which is amazing, make sure to stay with me until the end. Subscribe to the channel if possible. Many people come here, watch the lessons, and are not subscribed. So I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. That would be amazing. And if you're interested, I have my study plan, my speaking exercises ebook, my academy. These are amazing products that will help you on the journey to fluency. I have helped many people from all over the world to stop translating in their heads and start thinking in English. With dedication and guidance, you will do the same. But let's keep rolling, huh? Number 3, narrate moments, but keep them private and simple. Now, guys, as Carl Jung says, thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. And with this tip, I have 2 explanations, okay? There are 2 explanations with 1 little tip. First is to narrate your moments, and the second, be careful with your inner voice. Because as Jung says, thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. But what is the problem with this? We tend to be really hard on ourselves and judge ourselves too hard. So there you go. You start practicing this tip. You do it for a little bit, and then you sound silly. You make a mistake. You feel uncomfortable. What is your conclusion? Oh, I suck. This is not working. I'm not good at this. I can't. This is sounding a little ridiculous, you know? But keep this private. Don't be hard on yourself in your mind. This is very problematic. Most learners think they need to do this aloud with their voice. No. Your inner voice, it's inside. It's mental training. You don't need to use your voice. Your voice is used for speaking exercises, which I teach in my ebook, 20 speaking exercises you can do alone. This is not a speaking exercise. This is a practice to help you think faster, to think in English. Completely different goals. So thinking in English is not magical. It is mental training. So what do I mean by narrate your moments? Let's say, okay, this morning, I've already done many things, okay? I did many things this morning. So what could I do? I could narrate these moments in my mind. So right now, in my country, it's 11:35 a.m. So what did I do? Well, I'm doing this in my mind, okay? Imagine I'm doing this in my mind, but I'm using my voice because I'm doing this lesson I'm trying to teach you. I woke up at 5:30 a.m., then I did a little prayer. I prayed for myself, for my family members, for my friends, for my relationship, you know, and then after that, I went to the bathroom. I'm narrating. I went to the bathroom, I brushed my teeth, then I got back into my bedroom, you know, I got dressed, and I got my water bottle, my watch, and then I headed to the gym. At the gym, I met some friends, I started my workout, I talked to a personal trainer who was there, and I told her that I had fallen on the street. Yeah, I had an accident. It was bad, but I'm fine. I'm good. And then I can keep on narrating. After the gym, I went to the supermarket because I wanted to buy bread. I was out of bread, so I had to buy some bread. And I only eat gluten-free bread because I can't have gluten. So you see, I'm narrating. But I don't need to do this with my voice. I can do this with my mind. And as I said, two sides of the coin. Don't judge yourself if you don't know a word, if you don't know a phrase, if you stop and then go back and keep doing this. Because that is the entire goal of this exercise. To narrate your moments and keep them private and simple. No one is going to be there to judge. It's not a moment to judge. It's a moment to think. It's a moment to train your mind to switch to the English language faster. That's the goal with this practice. The moment you stop translating and start trusting your thoughts in English, because you will need to have some trust. You will need to trust the process. If you don't trust the process, the results will not show up. Your fluency will only accelerate if you trust the process and if you actually take action, because just watching this video will not be enough. So your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. So believe in yourself more if you want to have the results that I am proposing here, okay? And look inside, you already know more English than you possibly realize. You just have to let it flow without too much pressure, because the more pressure you put on yourself, the harder it gets. And that's not my intention with this lesson. Thinking in English doesn't have to be a burden, doesn't have to be a nightmare, doesn't have to be perfect. It's just an exercise to help you think more quickly. That's the entire goal of this video. That's the entire goal of, I imagine, most teachers who teach you how to think in English. With that in mind, thank you so much. Share this video with a friend. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.